Ridgetop Exteriors, Cleary Building Corp., and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani. Longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Braun. And Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Heller.
And we welcome you into Talking Golf, our debut episode. How many years have we been doing it now, Paul? You were just saying that.
This will be our 12th year,
12th
believe
year.
it or not.
My goodness, that's a long time.
Too many.
Here we go. No, we're just getting started, Dennis.
I've been fired 11 times.
Oh, well, very good. That's not bad. You've been rehired 10.
That's right.
We're going to hear from the AmFam press conference, which was earlier today. The American Family Championship event this year will be played at University of Ridge a couple of weeks down the road. The reigning champion is Steve Stricker, so you hear some of that commentary. Gary D'Amato, who is the I still think he's the president of the Golf Writers Association of America.
Went to his 31st consecutive Masters.
Yeah. But his term as president, I believe he's still in it, but I don't know. We'll ask him how long it lasts. Bobbi Stricker will join us later. She's on tour, and it's a newly named tour owned by Annika Sorenstam. So we'll get to that as well. Travis Becker, the director of instruction, will join us here as well. Dennis, one of the things we're going to talk about as we get going on the show today is we got a little hot topic a little bit later on. Because if you look back at the course of history, when leagues have merged, when the AFL joined the NFL, when the ABA joined the NBA, at some point the PGA and LIV are going to come to some agreement, we think. They did once, and then it was taken off the table. So the hot topic would be what you would bring that LIV currently does to PGA Tour events. So when the ABA and the NBA merged, you took the three-point shot and added it to the NBA. The AFL and NFL incorporated some rules. The NFL right now is incorporating a rule from the UFL and changing kickoffs this coming year. So just to put that little bun there.
You got a little time to think about it.
No, I got it. Do you want me to give you an answer?
No,
Well,
not now.
Oh, okay. I'll give
you
you an
really?
answer.
Well, how about is there anything?
There's only one thing.
Okay, well, hold that then. That's
okay.
a good radio tease right there, what the
Yeah.
one thing is. We'll get to the one thing in a little bit. But before we get started, let's take you to the AmFam media press conference, which was held earlier today. And we will hear from Steve Stricker. The voice you're going to hear off the top is Tom Lee, Associate Vice President of Communications with American Family Insurance.
Steve, if we can go back to Sunday, June 11, 2023, you shot a 369 to claim a 5-stroke win at the AmFam Champ.
Your mics are all on.
Can you share your thoughts on what winning that event, the event that you started back in 2016 and continue to host each year, what did that win mean to you?
Yeah. Good morning, everybody, first of all. It meant a lot. It was something that, I wanted to do since year one and get my name on that trophy. Us, being so close and have so many ties to this event. Obviously, our foundation, the reason why we put it all on, for the charitable dollars given to the Children's Hospital, just to have all that in the back of my mind and to try to win that since day one has been a challenge. So to finally do that was really a dream. Here we are at the Dream Bank. We're a dream. It is. Yeah. So it's it was a dream come true. Nikki on the bag, always a special time, and to do it right here in Madison in front of a lot of family and friends was really cool.
In addition to winning the AmFam Champ, you also had just a phenomenal year in 2023. So I'm going to rattle off a few things here, Steve. You won an additional 5 PGA Tour Champions events. You were named the 2023 Charles Schwab Champion. You are the recipient of the 2023 Jack Nicklaus Award, which is awarded to the PGA Tour Champions Player of the Year, the Arnold Palmer Award given to the Season Money Leader, and the Byron Nelson Award given to the Season Scoring Money Leader. You were just recently inducted into the Wisconsin Sports Hall of Fame and named the Golf Writers Association Senior Player of the Year. I'll take a breath. That's quite a list. What insights or observations on last year's success can you share with us here today?
Yeah, it was just one of those years where it all went right the entire year. And, to try to do that again this year has been a challenge so far. I haven't really played my best, looking to get that ball rolling here shortly. But, Yeah, it was just one of those years where I was in contention a lot, had a lot of opportunities to win. Could have won a few more times. Could have probably lost a few of those that I didn't win. But it was just one of those, years that each and every time I teed it up, I had an opportunity to get right in there. So it was fun. You don't realize how difficult it was until you start off like I have this year so far, not really had those opportunities. So it was a special year.
Yeah, kind of building off what you were just saying. How do you feel your game is right now as we're about a month away from this tournament? Obviously, you played in a handful of events so far this year.
Yeah, I have played okay, not great. Had a chance to win early on in Hawaii, finished third there, but some top tens, but not really, striking on all cylinders so far. I had a little equipment issue at the Players' Championship. I broke my driver, which has been a little bit of a headache to try to find a new one of those. So it's things are looking up, though. I'm kind of settled on my equipment for a change and moving forward. So I look forward. I got a busy stretch coming up, so hopefully get some good golf in.
Awesome.
Those are the comments of Steve Stricker, and they did have a little problem with the audio there, but I think you got the gist of it. I was at the press conference, and Mike and Dennis, just a couple of other things that Steve also talked about that we can comment on. Number one, he has switched back to his old irons, is something that he told the people in attendance there. And he has a new driver, but it's an old Titleist. Dennis, what about the equipment aspect of his game?
My feeling, it's not the arrow, man.
Yeah.
He played good at there. What changed? What he's not talking about is he's made some adjustments or through the process maybe of not working at it like he should. He made some adjustments now, and we were out all day yesterday, night and day. I mean, he's going to be right back into contention again. Driver's good. The face he broke the face on the driver. Nothing to do with the shaft, So we get that stuff's going. But, if you know him, how meticulous he is about stuff. You talk about picking the fly shit out of the pepper, this guy here, that's what he does. And it's good. That's what makes him good, yet almost to a degree that but we spent some time all day yesterday out there, and he did good, and then I saw him late last night. He said he went back out, and it stayed with him. So made a couple of adjustments, and I just watch and listen, and it worked out pretty good.
Mike, he also said he was asked about he's going to be playing a lot now. He's going to play in 3 consecutive weeks. He's going to play in 4 out of 5 weeks, and he was asked about that stretch and his age and that kind of thing, and he responded by saying he feels ready, he's in good shape, he's healthy, he feels like he's stronger and that type of thing. So overall, he should be ready to go.
He's
right?
putting good. That's the other thing. There's a couple things that he got into in this putting and that happens when you play a lot of tournaments and you get tired and all that sort of stuff. You can't play as often. He played too much. And I'm happy to see now that he took the time off, and we'll see a big difference. I'll tell you what, come that PGA, you'll see a great big difference.
Let me jump into another thing, Dennis, before we get to the end of our first segment, and that is when you see great players at their best. Nelly Korda on the LPGA Tour, Scotty Scheffler on the PGA Tour, what we saw most of last year from Steve. You've spent a lifetime watching players at their best.
Right.
When they're in that mode, what's special about it? What do you see in Nelly Korda? What do you see in Scheffler? What have you seen in Steve that might kind of tie them together when they're really good?
They all have that ability that when it needs to be done, they get it done. For whatever they use. I had a long talk with Arnold Palmer about the same thing and grabbing energy. And he believed that it was energy in everything. So he would get energy out of that rabbit and out of that tail, and he would put it inside of him, and that was his energy to make it happen. I see the same thing there. Nelly Korda, she hits the ball really good, but she's all over the park. Yeah. I watch her go, but all of a sudden, here we go. She's just, she's a good athlete. But when the time gets right to make the shot, they have the ability to gather that energy and make the shot.
So it's the combination. I mean, certainly there's physical. You talk about Nelly. I mean, great athlete. There's a physical attribute, but then there is something that they harness, And the greats have done it in all sports. You know, Michael Jordan has harnessed it in those moments.
Right.
Joe DiMaggio harnessed it in moments. The great ones in this game do it as well when it really matters.
I think that what I'm seeing is that in their everyday life, their mode of operation is suppressed.
Yeah.
That when the time gets right to play in a tournament, that emotional level gets up to normal. In some of the players, I see this, and then their emotional level gets above normal. They're not free to operate like that. But you know, she's got some good chromosomes. That girl,
well, yeah, there's some good stuff going
Plus,
on there.
She's fundamentally correct, and that's another thing. You take a look at it. Even though they comment about Scheffler, you know, his feet are all over the place and stuff like that. But you watch from hip high on the way in the strike zone in that area, it's perfect every time.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got it. But the one thing they all can do, man, they all can putt. You know, that makes them the greatest bunker players and chippers in the world when they make them 6-footers. You know.
I remember Jack Nicklaus said, I don't know what the exact quote, so I'm going to paraphrase. One of the biggest challenges of a great player is when they then have family. Scotty Scheffler's having a baby, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how you manage your time, because until then in your life, the whole golf world is centered around you, the player, right?
Yeah.
When you need to go grind, you grind. But when you're then responsible for a wife at home and children at home, for many golfers, it changes. We've seen it change with Jordan Spieth. We've seen it change with other very good golfers. Tiger, it didn't so much. He got some other stuff later down the road. But with Jack, he was able to manage it. What's that key there?
Well, you know, I think that there's that thing called love. I think it's that sharing thing that's able to do where they can. You can't do this all the time. You can't maintain that level of performance all the time. You're going to wear out.
Yeah. And
that's what happens. You know, Jordan Spieth is a different story. He's got to get. I can't believe he did as good as he did fundamentally being so bad with that swing.
Oh,
He's got so many things, but you know what? He can play golf, but he can putt.
Yeah.
That's the big item. These guys, you know, they make those 15, 20-footers, you know, and works out pretty good. But I think how they control their life off the course so that when the time comes to play and that emotional level gets to where, it's up, but it ggets to normal. It doesn't get below normal. And you watch even Nelly. I watch her when she's interviewed. I mean, a little bit spacey sometimes. You know? Out there looking around, you know, what's going on. That's what I'm talking about, though. They've got that ability. And the business of in the zone, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And that's where they get. They get in that particular place.
Yeah.
That there's a comfort level different than every place else.
You know, and along the lines of what you're talking about, one of the other questions Steve was asked about after the very successful year you had last year in your career, where are you in your thinking of how much longer are you going to do this and that kind of thing? And he said his approach is the same as it's been.
Right.
He talked about he still is competitive, and he feels very competitive. He enjoys the process, and he said, I'm having fun, so why not?
Why shouldn't he?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We went hunting the other day, not to take up the time on the show. And he says, come on, he says, we'll go down. He says, but totally different person. Here we are down an hour away looking for turkeys, and we have 1 million turkeys in our yard. I says, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we going down there? And then we're going with that I said, did you ever think that maybe that language that you're using maybe isn't something different? And he looked at me for the longest time. But to see him get back into everyday stuff, and then let's go over here, let's fix this, let's cut this tree, here we go, you know. So he has that ability to do that. But when it comes time to play, example, I'll take some more time. They're down there, and they use the pistol. They were shooting at a bottle.
Okay.
And the person that was shooting, one of our guys, Eric Heller, he was shooting and missing it all over here. And he says, so Steve says, let me try. Well, wait a while. He said, I'll just shoot the cap off the top of that bottle. He shoots, and the cap comes off the bottle.
Is that right?
Oh, and you should have heard that. You know, now here, you got to do that again. Oh, no.
One time
One time I did it already. The point is, when it comes time to do something,
dial it in.
That's right. They got that focus, that ability.
And the final thing we'll say about what happened today, Nate Polkrass, who's the tournament director, made the announcement. One of the few changes, they got permission from the PGA. Steve's every shot this year is going to be on television. They worked with the Golf Channel, and when it's not on the Golf Channel, every one of his shots will be on the video board at the Ridge. So you'll have the ability to watch every shot he hits.
Hope he plays good.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Steve said. When they made the announcement, he looked at him and he goes, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
We hope it's less than 70 shots every day.
We went around yesterday. I told you we're out there, and I'm just telling you, I don't ever remember every shot being that good as I saw right there.
Yeah.
So, he's getting ready to
Does
go.
it remind you of Mike and
my game? Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I see now we got to go to commercial.
Chippy,
we'll let him answer that
chippy,
during the break. Gary D'Amato is going to join us on the other side. We are going to hit on this little hot button topic, and that is if you were going to bring something or multiple things from the merger at some point it's going to happen between the PGA and LIV, what would you bring? What are they doing that would translate to this game and help grow the game even more? That's one of the questions we'll hit on the other side. Gary D'Amato will join us when we come back in just a few minutes from TPC, Wisconsin. This is Talking Golf.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Breese Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
TPC Wisconsin offers fantastic facilities for the whole family. They not only provide members with 18 holes of an elite golfing caliber challenge, but an Olympic-sized swimming pool, spacious accommodations for family gatherings, weddings, corporate business meetings, and a variety of programs for the junior golfers. Question is, are you up for the TPC Wisconsin fantastic facilities? Now's the time to tee up a TPC membership. Call 608-249-1000.
Relationships.
Building them.
Making them last a lifetime.
Since 1978, Cleary has worked to develop true relationships with you, our customers. Hi, I'm Sean Cleary, president of Cleary Building Corp. Relationships are what drive our success. So whether you are looking at...
So I alerted Sean about Dennis saying the S word, and he hasn't texted me back in 3 minutes, so he may be having a heart attack.
Building.com.
Now is the time to take the short drive to Wild Rock Golf Club and experience
Sean.
championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Located in the Wisconsin Dells,
I texted Sean about the S-word situation. Yeah, he hasn't replied in 3 minutes. He may be having one.
Wild Rock experience by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Back with you from TPC, Wisconsin. Mike Heller, Paul Braun, Dennis Tiziani here. It's Talking Golf, the debut episode for this year. We'll be with you the next 20 Monday nights, taking you all the way into the fall and get you all the way through this golf season. Weekly, we're going to talk with Gary D'Amato. We bring him in now, the president of the National Golf Writers Association of America. How long is that term, Gary?
It can't end quick enough, Mike. It's a 2-year term.
Okay.
I've got 11 months left, and I'm counting down the days, believe me.
Well, I want to touch on a couple of things before we get to a couple of the hot button topics. We were in the opening segment picking Dennis's brain on what we see from Nelly Korda and Scotty Scheffler, the two best players on the planet right now on the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. What do you see and what do you talk about when you're visiting with your fellow writers on what it is that they're doing in dominating the game that's being played right now?
Well, I don't know. In Nelly's, I haven't followed her as closely, obviously, as Scotty. And, I just got back from Masters a few weeks ago and saw him, obviously, put on a great performance there. But in his case, anyway, I think it's the head on his shoulders that is enabling him to do what he's doing. He is, he's great at course management. He's great at thinking his way around a golf course. He's unflappable. He doesn't get high or low. And then as a technician, he's one of the greatest iron players in the world, if not the greatest. People look at his footwork and say, how can he hit the ball like that? But I think Dennis would probably tell you that at impact, he's as good as anyone.
We'll also we talked about it. You were at the AmFam media presentation earlier today. Steve's the reigning champion, and that tournament being held the second weekend in June at University Ridge, and then coming here a year from now. Steve talked about, I believe this morning, it takes a little bit of that monkey off his back. He's wanted to win that tournament so badly, and now he's got that.
Yeah, I think it's huge for him to finally get one. Jerry Kelly had two of them, and I know Steve wanted to win one in the worst way. And, this stretch coming up for him, it's just amazing. I don't think anyone in golf has ever faced a gauntlet like he's got coming up. The next 3 weeks, he's playing major championships, two of them on the Champions Tour, in which he's defending champion, Regions Tradition this week. And then he goes right to the PGA and plays a regular major, and then he goes and defends the Senior PGA Championship, takes 1 week off, and then he's in Madison trying to defend his AmFam Championship. I don't know if anyone in golf has ever had a stretch like that where you're playing one major after another, including ones you've won, and are defending it. It's an incredible stretch he has coming up.
All right, let's jump into a little hot button topic on tour golf. I'm going to ask you first, although Dennis already has one teed up. Well, I'm very anxious to hear what that is. If we do get, Gary, to a merger of what it is between LIV and the PGA, and there's a lot of assumption that at some point that this is going to come together, as we did in the AFL and the NFL so many years ago, as we did with the ABA and the NBA, there were always rules that were adopted, some changes that are adopted in. What is it, Gary, that the LIV does that you think in a merger can be adopted and actually make the sport better or more popular, even if traditionalists don't like it?
Well, that's an interesting question, Mike, because first of all, you talk about the AFL and NFL merging back, 50-some years ago. Well, they were playing the same game, slightly different rules, but it was football. These are two entirely, when we talk about golf, professional golf, these are two entirely different kinds of golf. I mean, you have 54 holes, shotgun starts, team format versus the traditional golf the way we know it. And I've got to say, I'm not a LIV fan, never have been. I don't think I ever will be. I'm a traditionalist in that sense. But I know some PGA professionals who have gone to LIV events, the one in Chicago last year and the year before, expecting to hate it and coming back and saying they had a great time. So I think, there might be some things, I haven't been to a LIV event, but there's some things they're doing from an entertainment standpoint that maybe the tour could look at.
Dennis, is there anything they do that you would say, yep, that could work here?
They get more money. That's all it is. It's about the money. And I don't blame them. They're professionals. Unfortunately, the size of the tour player is based on how much money they make, unfortunately. However, those guys left the tour for the money.
Yeah.
Not because the tour was bad, because the tour is very good. Now, I like it because I'll tell you what's happened, and you can see this right away. It's left a lot of space open. So these new players coming in, you ever look at the list? I don't recognize them. 15 under, 20 under. We have good players. one thing about it, Nicholas goes and Palmer goes and they come by. So all these guys here, they aren't growing anything there. They have the same people there who 54 holes, playing in shorts, up. I don't see where that they contribute anything to the deal. My idea is they left. Now, the PGA Tour reacts and says what? Well, let's divide these people up and we're going to pay them millions of dollars to compete. So it's about the money. I mean, what's Tiger going to get?
Sure.
$100 million?
Okay.
And to people down there, it's not good.
Let me divide it more directly. Paul, I'll go to you. A shotgun start, a 54-hole tournament, shorts, music on the golf course, team level of competition within the individual side of the event. Any of those intrigue you in any way, shape, or form?
No, and I watched it for the first time this past weekend, and you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a golf outing.
That's right.
Where they played music, they wore shorts,
Sure.
and that kind of thing. And the thought that came to my mind is give me one good thing that Liv has done for the game of golf. One good thing. And part two, the other thing I did this weekend, watch the regular tour. The top name of somebody that you could relate to in this past weekend's tournament was Daniel Berger, who finished 13th.
Yeah. Okay.
The TV rankings on both of those sides has to be suffering, and the interest of the game, it's not being serviced, I don't think, by what's going on.
All right, Gary, let me go back to you. Any of those elements that I brought forward, whether it's not across all PGA, not across all events, but on occasion, any of those things, shorts, shotgun start, shorter tournament, team event, any of those, music, any of those elements intrigue you to be where the PGA Tour could be more open-minded and adapt into any of that?
Only one of the things you mentioned, and that's the occasional team format, team event. Just because the tour is 45 straight weeks of stroke play with one match play tournament, and there's a certain sameness, and some of the lesser events now, they're not getting good fields and they're not getting good TV ratings. So I could see, if this merger happens, I could see the tour, adopting one or two or three team format events a year. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how you would pick the teams, how the draft would be, or how the teams would come together. But I don't think there'd be any harm in trying a team format on the regular tour just to see how it works, just to see if it goes over. But the other stuff, the shorts, the music, 54 holes, the shotgun starts, no thank you.
Yeah. Here's the only one that I actually have thought of and would say there's some legs to this, and that is the occasional event that would be considered a music-driven event to allow some music on the golf course to – and the reason I bring this up, listen, I'm not going to hide from this. We got four older white guys here sitting about talking about the game, and one of the issues in the game is how you attract a broader segment of the next generation. And I'm not talking about a waste management style tournament. Waste management has its place, but it has to be dialed down or players aren't going to feel comfortable going there.
Somebody got hit with a bottle, water bottle.
But you can take some of that and pull a little bit of it. I mean, Dennis, we got players now that are playing at any golf course you go that have music in their golf carts. Why wouldn't it be okay at the occasional tournament to put music on the course?
Music when you're playing golf. What are you thinking about? The music or playing golf?
Well,
it demands
are we entertaining?
So much. Look at here. I know this. He who controls the checkbook controls the tour.
Yes.
Where is the money? It's in Liv. That's where the money is.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of time before, if there is some deal, our player's going to do the same thing. It's going to go to the money. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
And, I kind of like it. Let these guys go. You'll take a look at where they finished at Augusta and where they're finishing the tournament. They're finishing in the bottom. Our number one player there, the guy that Scheffler beat the hell out of, where did he finish? He barely made the cut, or did he make the cut?
Yeah.
So, they're there, and you show me when you give these 25 to 35-year-old people millions of dollars, they go sideways. Don't tell me about Justin Thomas and all these guys right here. Hey, come on. Why am I, like I told you, unfortunately, the size of the player on the tour is determined by how much money they make.
Yeah.
And out there, that's it. But here, you're getting the money before you play.
Sure, but I also think you brought up a really good point. You've made this very clear last year in this, that who controls the money controls the events. And if LIV is going to control some of it, some of the stuff is coming. Whether it's shorts or whether it's music in the tournaments or things of that nature. Yeah. If they're going to merge some of it, Gary, I'm not wrong on that, am I? I mean, if you're going to merge and the bigger money comes from the other side, some of these elements are going to make their way over. I don't think it'll be the no cut. I don't think it'll be 54 holes. I don't think it'll be shotgun starts. But I do think there will be occasional shorts or music or team events within events. No?
To appeal to who?
Bigger television audience, bigger.
That's not a bigger audience. I mean, I got them here. I don't hear no music here. And when I do, I take it and turn it off. It's not right. It's not the way golf is. Don't be changing something that works. Yeah. Stupid people do that. Something that works, we're going to fix it.
Well, until 1970, they didn't use the three-point shot in the NBA.
And
you
then
adapted.
Well, but then, I look back and I say that one guy that shoots over the rafters like this, how many points would he really have scored? If he had the three-point play. I mean, I played way back when, and I scored 44 points in one game. You know what? If I'd have had 3 points, I'd have scored a 60.
That's right.
So, I go back and I say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? It's no different than we're acquiescing in our world of school, religion, history. Think of all those things right out of the playbook of communism. I don't want to go there, but my point is that we're changing some stuff there.
We better take a break.
Anyway.
Yeah, Gary, we hot button topic. Look at that. We got him fired up on show 1 of 20.
Yeah.
Gary D'Amato, thank you. We'll look forward to visiting with you again next week.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to get on the lesson tee, I believe. It's going to be Travis Becker who will join us on the other side, talking about a new putting system that's being worked out in teaching and fitting here at TPC Wisconsin. We'll do that coming up next on Talking Golf.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve.
Hey, I think we may have a future for you as a guest on the Vicky McKenna show there, man. Yeah.
Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital.
Didn't want to let that cat out of the bag? Well, we already got the S word out there in the first segment. Now we got communism out there. 32-58.
At universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge.
Are you in need of some rehabilitation to get you back on your feet after a fall or surgery? This is Paul Braun with Oak Park Place. Make a call to Oak Park Place Rehabilitation to develop a customized plan with their highly trained therapy staff. Whether it's inpatient or out, they will work with your physician to get you back on your feet fast. Located on the east and west side of Madison and in Janesville, Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
TPC Wisconsin offers fantastic facilities for the whole family. They not only provide members with 18 holes of an elite golfing caliber challenge, but an Olympic-sized swimming pool, spacious accommodations for family gatherings, weddings, corporate business meetings, and a variety of programs for the junior golfers. Question is, are you up for the TPC Wisconsin fantastic facilities? Now's the time to tee up a TPC membership. Call 608-249-1000.
Crepes. Do you spend more time searching for your ball than actually playing? Well, listen up. Cleary has the perfect solution for you. The Cleary Golf Getaway is the perfect addition to any commercial or storage building. Picture this. Your custom getaway complete with a fresh-cut putting green and a clubhouse so cozy you'll make it your second home. Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. We all need a little getaway, so why not go for the green with a new Cleary building?
Mike Heller back with you on Talking Golf, and Travis is here, the Director of Instruction at TPC Wisconsin, and we're going to start. We're going to jump right into it. I want to talk about something we've been talking about off the air, and that's your new SAM Putt Lab, which I have no idea. I assume SAM is an acronym and not some guy, off in a different part of the country that invented this. So walk me through what is SAM Putt Lab.
Sure. SAM stands for Science and Motion.
All right.
So it's a device that uses ultrasound to measure a minimal of 28 different things that are going on in your putting stroke.
All right. So when we're doing that now, this is new technology here at TPC Wisconsin, but not specifically new to you. What are its significant advantages? Because last year we did the putting analysis out on the green. What is the advance here that takes it to a different level?
I would definitely say it's the technology. There's a lot of things that you cannot see with the human eye that are going on that this device will measure. For example, it'll look at your aim at address. Now, we could set a laser down and check that out,
Sure.
but this gives us that reading very accurately to the .22 left or right. It'll look at your face at impact. It'll show us your path. It'll show us how long your backswing is relative to your forward swing. It'll show us how much you're rotating the putter face. So taking a lot of these different measurements, it can make recommendations on toe hang putters if it fits your stroke or face balanced is better. It's awesome. When you go through it, it's unbelievable.
Talking with Travis Becker, and when we talk about the SAM Putt Lab, let me go back to a basic here, because you're talking about a measurement of what the aim is. Because when I'm standing over a putt, or anybody that we play with standing over a putt, they think that they're aimed properly. Their vision says that's if everything were straight, right? If it's a flat, they think they're aimed at the hole, and you can show through this, obviously, that their mind is playing a little trick on them. They're aimed, 2 degrees to the right, and that's all part of this setup process, right?
Correct. So we measure people. We have stats, and probably 80% of people miss the hole from 10 feet when we check their aim. So there's a process that we run you through to stand behind the golf ball, use binocular vision to determine your line. And when you get over the ball, you got to trust that line that you've seen behind the ball. Mm-hmm. Another important aspect of putting and aim is where do you position your eyes in the setup. So if I get too far inside the ball line, I'm probably going to distort my aim way to the right. If I get too far over the ball, it may go to the left. So it's called parallax vision to find out what your dominant eye is and really dial in your aim.
At what point in somebody's game is a SAM Putt Lab lesson valuable?
Any point in anyone's game.
Kind of knew the answer.
It's 43% usually of your strokes on the golf course. So anywhere from a beginner to a tour professional would benefit from going through this process.
So in one of our future conversations, we're going to talk about the universal lesson concept, that's good for a 6 handicap and good for a 20 handicap. So this is one of those concepts, because putting, people don't want to spend time getting a lesson on it because they hit their tee shot to the right all the time, and that's the one that bugs them. But putting, talked about this many times over the years, putting is a huge component 43% of your score.
Correct. Usually, again, you look at the best players in the world, the ones that win the tournament are usually the ones with the fewest putts. So if I can take a beginner golfer and get them to 2-putt every hole, they're probably going to take 18 shots off their 18-hole score.
Yeah. So the Sand Putt Lab, which you're now doing indoors, but you'll be able to move it and do some things with it as we roll forward. But that is a great way to get started, even in the concept of fitting. And fitting can be the style of putter, the hang of a putter, and the grip of a putter. All of them matter.
Yes, we actually look at the head design based on how you aim it. A square putter will typically aim more to the left. A round putter, you'll aim more to the right. We'll look at the toe hang, like you said, based on how much they rotate the face and what their path looks like. We'll look at weight of the putter because we can look at measure their backswing time, their forward swing time. We'll look at lie angle, length, loft, grip size. So there's a lot of components that go into it.
Not everything's equal, right? I mean, we all have different body types, so not every putting stroke is going to look. Yours is going to look different than mine. It's going to look different than Paul's. He stands on the wrong side. They're going to look different than Dennis's, right? We all look a little bit different, but the concept of how the putter goes through the striking zone is what you're trying to teach.
Correct. We're trying to teach a nice square face at impact to get that ball started on your line, and then good speed control.
Yeah.
If we can get you to start it on the line with good speed control, you'll probably be a pretty good putter.
When you watch, Scotty Scheffler right now is the best player on the planet today. But people will criticize his game on the putting green, and when he has played poorly at times, that's been his issue because he's a great ball striker. When you watch a great putter, what do you see?
I see a lot of confidence. They know how to read a green. They have pretty good fundamentals as far as setup goes, how they put the hands on their club, where their ball position is. And they have a process that they repeat the same way every time.
Yeah. And when you added this Sand Putt Lab back in, for you personally, what's the best part of it? Like when you go, oh, my God, I can't wait to show you this and how it will help you now.
I think just how easy it is to communicate to the student and show them what's going on in front of them versus just telling them. And they can see the actual numbers and get a good visual of what's going on, what they need to really work on, and get to the point quick.
One of the things that we have talked about as we did this throughout the year, last year in these lesson segments, is you work out of TPC, Wisconsin, and this is a membership golf course, but the lessons are not. So just that this concept is open to our listeners. They want to get better at the game, they can reach out to you. They want to get better and be fitted and work in the Sand Putt Lab. They can do that?
Definitely. We would love to take on any guests. The easiest way to contact us is directly through our website. We have a Golf Academy portion on that, so tpcwisconsin.com. And you'll be contacted within 24 hours to set up your appointment.
Last quick one. How important is the fit to it? Because grips have changed in the last decade, right? A decade-ish ago, grips were pretty standard. There was a long putter, but the grips on the putters were not all that dissimilar. Now there's many varieties. Where do you stand on different grips?
It varies player to player. Usually someone that may have putting problems or too handsy or very inconsistent strokes may benefit from a larger grip. We found the better player, the feel player, benefits from a smaller grip. So it is a preference, a little bit of it, but we can direct and do some trial and error with different putter grips to see what fits you the best.
Travis Becker is the Director of Instruction at TPC Wisconsin. We'll be doing this all year on Talking Golf, of which we'll be back in just a moment on Talking Golf.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's
Bobby is
Hospital.
ready.
Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
Now is the time to take the short drive to Wild Rock Golf Club and experience championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Located in the Wisconsin Dells, this Herdston Fry masterpiece offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is sure to dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike any place you played before. Come be part of the Wild Rock experience by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Hi, it's Matt LePay, and if you're a homeowner, this message is for you. If you're tired of worrying about your roof, siding, or gutters, look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. With over 22 years of experience, they've got you covered, literally. From roofing to siding, windows to doors, and everything in between, trust Ridgetop Exteriors to enhance your home's curb appeal and protect it from the elements. Call them today for a free consultation and experience the peace of mind that comes with quality craftsmanship. Get started at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Oak Park Place Memory Care Communities meet residents where they are in the journey with Alzheimer's and other form of dementia. This is Paul Braun for Oak Park Place. When you need to take that first step and learn more, turn to the experts at Oak Park Place. You'll meet a compassionate team who will help residents find purpose, tailored to individual needs through a success-oriented program. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more. TPC Wisconsin is the Total People Center, offering you and your family a totally enjoyable experience. That includes a challenging 18-hole layout, a good variety of programs for junior golfers, indoor and outdoor tennis, athletic performance center, swimming pool, luxurious locker room, and spacious accommodations for family gatherings and weddings. TPC Wisconsin, a Total People Center and a complete game for the whole family. For membership details, call 608-249-1000.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
And we're back on Talking Golf, along with Mike Heller, Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Braun, and joining us now is Bobbi Stricker. Bobbi's going to have a feature on the show this year. We're going to call it Bobbi's Diary. Mike and I sat down with her, and we kind of laid it out. But, Bobbi, before we talk about golf, I understand you watched Dallas beat Las Vegas last night, huh? In the Stanley Cup, the champions got knocked out down there, huh?
Yes. It was probably one of the coolest sporting events I've ever been to. It's definitely top 5. Game 7 at, a home arena. And I've only been to, I think, only 2 NHL games before this one, so I kind of knew what I was expecting. But, Game 7, it definitely exceeded those expectations a little bit, and
it was
really cool.
You were watching those former Badgers there, and Pavelski and Ryan and Smith, and they represented the club pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We knew of, obviously, Joe Pavelski and Ryan Suter, but when we got there, Craig Smith is a starter, and they were like, Craig Smith from Madison, Wisconsin, and I went with a teammate, actually, from college. So we had bought Suter jerseys and Pavelski jersey, and then we get there, and we're like, oh, my gosh, there's another guy from the Badgers, too. So it was cool.
And by the way, those 2 guys can play a little golf. I don't know about the third, but Joe and Ryan.
He's a +2 or something.
Oh, they're a little ridiculous when you put them out here. Yeah.
Bobbi, let's talk about you're playing in a new league, and it's financed by Annika Sorenstam. Kind of give us the rundown on that.
Yeah, it's called the Annika Women's All-Pro Tour. It's a series of 13 events throughout the summertime that, it's almost like a stepping stone to the Epson Tour. And we are in the 4th one, I think, of the season, 4th or 5th one of the season. And, they're played all down here. We're in Texas right now. First couple were in Louisiana, went to Mississippi. They're all kind of down here in the South. And then we actually come up to Illinois for the first time this month, actually, the end of this month. So that's new for them. But, it's a great tour. played one or two events out here last summer before I went to the Epson Tour, but they're run awesome. The girls are awesome. The staff is awesome. It's been really fun so far.
I understand you got some traveling buddies, huh?
Yes, traveling buddies. We're all from the Midwest, representing Wisconsin well. So.
But you use that as an opportunity, right? In terms of expenses and those kind of things, spending time with other players and things.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we last week there was a total of 4 of us. That Emily Lauterbach, who's from Heartland, Mackenzie Hahn, who played at Wisconsin, and then Taylor McCorkle, who went to North Dakota State University but is from the Madison area. Grew up there, and it does. It helps out with expenses a lot. We all shared an Airbnb or a VRBO. Shared 2 cars, and just for like the fun outside of golf, to have people that you really enjoy being with, and I don't know, it just makes it can get lonely out here, so it makes that other stuff, that when you're not out on the golf course, because there is a lot of time when you're not doing that, it makes it way more enjoyable.
Bobbi, I would think, when we talked about this when we visited last month, that not only can you help one another with your game, but you can help one another acclimate, because golf's a game of failure, and when you're around others who can help get through certain things, you all can kind of come together and be a crutch for one another.
Yeah, for sure. It is. It's especially, like you said, when you come home after these rounds are long. The whole thing is long. And to have people to vent to bounce things off of, just to be a friend and a sister, really, just to like listen to me and hear me, that's huge. And we have that with our little core group of people that we got, which is a huge blessing.
Bobbi, is this a better opportunity for you potentially to work your way to the LPGA, or what are the advantages of playing in this league versus Epson?
Really good question. This tour, if you finish first or second each week, they give out 2 exemptions onto the Epson Tour. And from my circumstance this year, I don't hold a membership card for the Epson Tour. So even though it'd be amazing to get into these events by placing first or second, it really doesn't do anything for me if I do get into if I do go and play well in the Epson Tour event, because I don't hold any status. So I can't really move up necessarily this year, like out there, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. It's really complicated and it's ever changing, but yeah, this year being out here, I think it's just I'm learning a lot, but also taking a next step in my own golf game to try to maybe, it's not just about making cuts really anymore. And maybe it is starting to think about like, okay, I could actually win one of these things, and learning how to win out here and play well and contend on the last 2 days after I do make the cut. So, it's been a blast so far.
Good.
I was upset, I guess, to not be able, because last summer I was on the Epson Tour, so being here right away, mentally I was like, darn it, I'm taking a step back. But I've definitely shifted that focus and tried to turn into a positive, and it's like I said, it's been so fun.
Bobbi, in the last minute and a half that we have with you, I know you talked about the bigger picture there, but where is your game? I know it's early in this process this season, but it goes in a hurry too. Where are you in the process?
Yeah, in terms of like how I'm playing.
Yeah, how your game is. You bet.
Yeah. I'm trending for sure. My golf swing feels so good at the moment. Probably the best it's literally ever felt in my whole pro career. I know where the ball is going, and that's a really, really comforting thing, especially when you're in Texas and it blows 20 constantly. So, yeah, I know where it's going. I've been working a lot on my mental game recently. I've been talking to, actually she's become a family friend, but Kathy Hartwood, I've been talking to her. I was kind of a hard head about even going that route and trying to work on my mental, but it's been really beneficial for me, and I've got some new mental tactics that I use out on the golf course. So I'm feeling really good. I'm just really grateful to be doing what I'm doing, I guess, is all. I got a really grateful heart at the moment. So
love that.
Well, I tell you what, Bobbi, we're out of time for the first one, but we're going to start the weekly diary with Bobbi, and we'll explain that to the audience as to exactly what's going to happen, because basically we're turning over some time to Bobbi, and she's going to do whatever she wants, called Bobbi's Diary for the week, and we can't wait to hear what we're going to hear next. We'll be back. Thanks, Bobbi.
Thank you, Bobbi.
This is Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Watch some of the greatest names in golf history, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship at University Ridge Golf Course, Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train on Friday, June 7th at Bree Stevens Field. Proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
University Ridge has been the proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship since 2016. We've enjoyed working with the American Family team to create 9 years of magical moments at University Ridge. Open to the public and consistently considered one of the best values in the country, University Ridge is the place for golf in southern Wisconsin. Book your tee time up to 90 days out online at universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
Would you like more time to focus on your hobbies and less time with keeping up with your home? This is Paul Braun for the Arbors Independent Living at Oak Park Place. Contact the leasing team at Oak Park Place to find out how you can live your best life doing the things you enjoy with neighbors that quickly become friends at the Arbors Independent Living at Oak Park Place on Madison's East Side and in Janesville. Live life, live well. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. When you construct a Cleary building, you become part of the amazing Cleary team we are so proud of. One thing to be aware of is when it's golf season, our team has a tendency to switch to golf lingo on the job site.
Jim, you better take a mulligan on that.
Rest assured you are still getting the best quality, the best. Hey, is that crane getting close to? 4! Go for the green with a new Cleary building, like the one at TPC, Wisconsin.
If you're a golfer who likes a challenge, consider being a member at TPC Wisconsin. The course provides you with a very challenging 18-hole layout that makes you think before you hit your next shot. After your round, you can relax at the completely renovated clubhouse. The new facility includes 3 restaurants, tennis courts, driving range, and programs for juniors, plus other great amenities. Are you up for the TPC Wisconsin Challenge? For details on becoming a member, 608-249-1000.
One final time back with you at TPC Wisconsin. Mike Heller, Paul Braun, Dennis Tiziani. A week from now, Nate Pokrash, the tournament director of the AmFam Championship, will join us. Don't forget, that comes here a year from now. Big thank you to Gary D'Amato. We got into that hot button topic. We had Dennis take his headset off here because he's fired up still about the potential merger and what you might do with the LIV and PGA. We'll have one of those conversations each week and see if we can get Dennis, riled up just a little bit.
Mike,
Paul,
he just got on my case, too. It's not a driving range. It's a golf range.
Yeah, you don't drive over there. I mean, you do. You take a cart over, but yeah.
Anyway.
Well, when I was in the business, they said that wasn't a driving range. It was a practice facility. They called it the PF. So I don't know. Everybody's got a different concept going on there. We hope to visit with Steve next week, and we'll be back here 1 week from now, next Monday night, talking golf at TPC Wisconsin.